Claire Lamunu. I wanted to try and do something, from the gladiators to KCCA, but I realized...
You even know about gladiators?
Yes. I realized I was going to mess up somewhere because I thought I would also put in the countries, Portugal. Then I'm like, you won't manage. You won't manage. Good to have you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really good. Just grateful to be here.
How is life, Claire? It's been a minute. I'm sure Ugandans are thinking, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
How is life? How is family? How is everything?
Life is good. Very blessed, so grateful to God because I know we'll talk about it more, but just the doors that basketball has opened up. But life is good. I currently live in Los Angeles with my husband and working. I'm a scientist by training, so I work in a pharmaceutical company. So that's what I'm doing.
Claire, I mentioned the gladiators, and you're like, you even know about the gladiators? Yes, I do. I read it somewhere. So when you look back at your time at the gladiators, KCCA, and the different countries you've been to, it's been about, 10 plus, 13 years of playing basketball?
Yeah, it really has.
When you roll back and look at the years, what comes to your mind?
Oh, man. It's unbelievable almost, like seeing how far I've come as a person, as a player, but also us as a country, in basketball. It's amazing. It really actually is. And I know a lot of the younger players don't, when I first joined, the older players then used to tell me, hey, at us when we had to go to Dar es Salaam, we took a bus, and I'd be like, gosh. And then now, with the newer wave of players coming, I'm like, wow, they have no idea how far we've come. So I'm just so excited because we're really just scratching the surface and it makes me so happy. To be the older player on the team, and have mostly younger players versus when I started and I'm the youngest and there's most people are way older,
I need you to paint a clear picture for me, Claire, when you joined this national team. And when you look at it now, I need you to paint for me that picture of what it was like when you joined and what you see now.
I joined when I was probably 18, and I had just started playing basketball at 14, 15, so it hadn't even been that long. And that was, I think, 2013. I had no clue what I was walking into, but there was a lot of, Vicky was on the team back then. It was just a very different experience. I was taking in so much at the time, just I was just the up and coming kid and just all I did was run, really. Just very athletic, like a gazelle, literal like a gazelle. And I love Melissa's game because it's just, she goes.
Very direct.
Very direct. Anyway, and then so going from high school, Coach Nick was my coach at the Magunga and I just started playing and then went to Gladiators, joined the national team then, and then that next year I went to KCCA, which was a great experience. Even Gladiators was a great experience, we used to get beat a lot by the top teams, but I got to play, and really grow.
And at that time, that's all you wanted, to just play basketball.
And, I know now it's even a little different with, kids coming out of high school, but back then I was just I just want to play and grow. And then joined KCCA, I think that was 2014. So that was awesome because I got to have, a part of my tuition covered during that time. Because I wanted to do the course I wanted to do, I couldn't go to ECU. I had to go to my career.
Which course was that?
Biomedical engineering. So then 2014 is when I played in my first Zone 5. We had one in 2013, but I was brand new. But then the one in 2014, we hosted it at home and we won for the first time.
And you were the
Zone
MVP.
5, and top scorer. And again, looking back, I realized the magnitude of that. In the moment, I didn't realize how big it was.
You were just playing basketball.
I was just playing baskall, just
running around in your own ones.
Exactly. Come play, go to class. Come play, go to class. And so I remember that being such a big moment. And from that is when I got the highlight video, which then led to my scholarship in the US.
In the US.
Yeah.
So you now leave Uganda for the US.
Yeah. So I leave Uganda for the US, and I think at that time we only had one export. Her name was Sharon Karunji. She had left going straight from high school. So when I went as I was already in university in Uganda. So then when the opportunity came, I went. I didn't start from like first year. I went as a third year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I played. Really enjoyed my experience. You know, it's also the same school where Melissa ended up going. And then I graduated with a degree in biochemistry from that school. And then after that, I went to Portugal to play for 1 year.
Yeah.
Then after that, I went to Finland to play for 2 years. And then COVID hit. Yeah. And so I went back home. And it was just nice to be home because at that time I hadn't been home in 5 years really. Like I would go,
drop by.
Exactly, but to just be, you know. I went to Gulu right away, like Kampala. I love Gulu, so so did that. And while I was there, you know, my fiance at the time, who's now my husband now, came also, and that's when we fundraised for the project for the basketball courts in Gulu. So it turned out to be like such a blessing to be home during the COVID time. And then I moved back to the US once we decided to get married, 2022. So.
From Kampala to Portugal, Finland to the US.
Yeah.
What is that? Away from, you know, you just loving basketball and wanting to play basketball in the moment, now when you grow a bit older and started to know basketball and what you have to do to keep in shape, what is that you would say has helped you to ensure that you play all these years? It's not easy to consistently play for 10 plus years.
Yes.
It's never easy. No. Now you look back, what do you think are some of the things that have helped you make it this far, really?
Yeah.
And you're still in shape.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think one of the most defining moments for me was when I was at home before I even left. And I just remember, you know, because Mavita was one of my mentors, and, you know, she didn't coach me directly, but she was one of my mentors. And she just had such a big impact on my life because talking about humility, like stay humble, stay working hard, you know, just your potential is so much. And so I think starting to play a little later in life, and then with every year that came, I kept improving and improving and improving. And it's not like until I was probably 26, 27 that I felt like I was actually hitting my peak, you know. And then obviously now I'm a little older, like my role is different, but I feel like I'm also wiser and smart because of the experience, you know. But one of the things that I have that also I think has benefited me a lot is just having a true love for the game, but also staying hungry, you know. There's no like, hey, now I've arrived and now I'm the person. No, you know, like there's always room to grow, whether it's on the court itself, whether it's in leadership, whether it's whatever that looks like, and really just taking advantage of the opportunity that God has given you. Because a lot of people would like to be in your shoes, but they don't. And so staying humble and staying hungry and understanding that it is a privilege to be able to play and especially represent your country, I think it's very key. For me, it's been amazing, and that keeps me hungry. So,
we're going to speak about that. When you say it's been amazing, I'm like, what do you mean it's been? You're still here. Yeah. But we'll get to that in just a bit. But you hinted on, for example, the time you were in Portugal and Finland, and you were away from I think Uganda or Kampala for. But did you say 5 years?
Yeah, between the US and then going to Finland and Portugal. Yeah, it was
5 years.
2015
really away
to
from your family.
Yeah.
How do you keep saying?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and I think it's hard because when I went to the US, I was there for 2 straight years. I didn't get to go home, but then I got to go home for like a month before I went to Portugal, and then after that, every year I would go maybe home for like a month, right? Okay. But it's different because I'm just visiting. You're in and out, then you're out.
A month is short. You have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. Yes. You're like, now you miss the mango season, you know, those things that I like. So, anyway, it's not easy for sure. And I think actually that's something that I've been more aware of, especially with the players that are going now. Now that we have more of a pipeline of students going, I'm very aware of like how tough it is. And so being able to reach out to them, find out how they're really doing, because every situation is so different. The coaches are so different. my experience was great, but that's also because I had coaches that really cared about me as a person, not just what I can produce on the court. And that makes a big difference in your mental and your mental state, your confidence. And then I also, you know, it was a Christian school, and I got to have like my teammates or take me to church. I got to have a good core group of girlfriends, you know, at the school who are also my bridesmaids in my wedding. And they're just having that community. It really helps curb some of the loneliness, because it is real, you know, when you see people going home for holidays, you're like, oh my gosh, my family, I can't, you know. I can't. I don't have the money or, you know, visa things. And so, but it was like hard in that aspect, but I think being able to have community, being able to have like, honestly, WhatsApp, being able to call people at home, you know, and then a couple years of being away is when I met my husband now, and we started dating, but we're also long distance, you know, because he was in the US and stuff. So yeah, it's challenging, but I think if you also really do take advantage of it and make the most of it, you're always going to be lonely in some way, but if you also put yourself out there, make friends, like go out there and like just give it your best as well, it can help, you know? So, Okay, and you know, you hinted on the fact that when you left for the US, you know, there was just one person who probably had left for the US. Now that I knew of anyway. That you knew of anyway. But now I think we have a bigger number. We keep hearing stories of, you know, all these young basketball players that finally are leaving for the US. That makes you feel so good, I'm sure. Absolutely. I love it. I think, I mean, it changed my life, you know, in so many different ways. Opened so many doors, not just for normal life, but also to see what the world is like. Even just having opportunities where we have so many, like 3-on-3, under 18, you know. Like I never got to be on under 16, under 18, all that stuff. So to see how far we've come and all these opportunities opening up for a lot of people, it makes me really happy. And I really love it.
And it takes me to the question of, because I'm sure you follow Ugandan basketball in one way or the other, whether you intend to or not somehow. We've made some steps in the right direction.
Absolutely.
You clearly look at it now, and when you started, you hinted on the under 16, under 18 teams. We have all these teams now participating in all these tournaments. And you must be thinking, our future looks really, really, really bright.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's very exciting. And even, you know, as I phase out, as I get older, it's you know that you're leaving the team in great hands. You know, in the captains that we have, but also the culture that we have within the team. You know that they're going to carry that on and even make it better. And that having a legacy like that is going to go further than anything. It's one thing to have a superstar team for 1 year and we're like so good, and then the next time it's just terrible, right? People don't like, you know, each other, whatever that looks like. But to be able to get to a point where people actually realize it's a privilege to be on the team. It's great, you know, because then they'll fight and run through a wall for the team. So,
you were the Afrobasket in Kigali.
Yes, my first one.
Your
which
first
is
one.
So crazy.
Very crazy. So you were this edition here in Abdijan. What's been the difference? If you look at the one in Kigali where you finished 7th and this one in Abdijan where you finished 8th, what do you think was the difference?
I mean, the first one was just straight new experience for the whole team. I think maybe we had only one player, you know, Flash, who had been on the team, who had gone to an Afrobasket before. And so it was a great experience. Like the games that we won, obviously the loss that we had to run, that really hurt. But it was just a good, you know, first step for the younger team anyway, right? This time as well, obviously we wanted to finish in the top 4. But I can see so much growth even in terms of, you know, we lost to South Sudan and that game was, you know, it's painful, so many chances to win, but also they wanted it, you know, so it has its own things. But I think one of the biggest differences that I saw is, for example, even the turnaround from playing that game to the next game, like the mental where everyone was at, because some people had already experienced, you know, like, okay, we need to move on, we need to move on. That alone is huge, you know, because there's going to be those, you know, you might lose in a group game, you know,
and
then
you need a lot of that thinking.
You need, exactly. And I think also this team is by far way younger than the team that we had in 2023 in Rwanda. And so I believe we have like a core group of players, which makes me so happy. And so for them to go through this experience together, for us to go through it together, and for the people who are going to keep being there for a while to go through it together. Like yesterday, we were watching the Mali and South Sudan semi-final, and one of the announcers was like, yeah, this Mali team has been together for 5 years. Like there's that chemistry, you kind of know each other, and that takes time to build. And so that's what excites me most about the future as we have all these younger teams coming up, they're going to have played together for a while, they know each other's style, they know what to expect. So that makes me very excited.
Mel, and I want us to try and wrap it up with this Afrobasket. But talk to us about your new role on the team. Clearly, for someone who is watching, we can somehow all feel that Claire has a new role on the team. But it's not very, very defined. It's us thinking and adding dots. Talk to us about the new role. Of course, you being the most experienced player on the team, by default puts you in a place where you're the one to advise and pick up the little ones when there is a loss that hurts. But take us through your new role on that team now.
Yes. I mean, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was like play, right? Now it's, I can still play, but not in that capacity, right? Not like, 40 minutes. But being able to just bring leadership, and that's something that the coaches talked to me about before. And naturally, I'm going to be like that, but also they did mention it. Being able to just bring the leadership and also just instilling a great culture. I'm very big on culture. It goes such a long way, and then inspiring and coming alongside the captains. They do have the title of captain, but coming alongside them to help lead as well as they get empowered and like, I'm like, you got this. So I really love that role.
And I think we underestimate that figure in the team who, when everyone is losing their head, is going to say, guys, we need to sit back. When everyone is and when a team is young, sometimes get ahead of yourselves. So that role is very important. That role is I personally, that's how much I appreciate it. I hope you're here long enough to play it. And be part of the team. But time and again in this entire Afrobasket, I kept seeing you, picking up the team, like after a bad quarter, and everyone is down and it's you saying, guys, we still can do this. And I think it's very, very important. And it's a good role that really suits you. For someone who played a lot of basketball, I think you're perfect for that role.
Thank you.
Let's not wind it down. So Ugandan basketball in general, the ladies are at Afrobasket back-to-back, which is a very, very good thing. You've been at this one, you were in Rwanda. How do we prepare for the next Afrobasket? Because 2 years feels like a long time. But listen, we're going to turn and it's here.
From qualifiers.
From the physicality that we watched here, from, how to pick yourselves up after a bad loss. What do you think are some of the things we need to work on in these 2 years as we try and start preparing for the next Afrobasket? Because like I said, you're going to turn and it's here.
Yes. No, 100%. I think one of the things that I would love for us as a team to have as an identity is just grit and fight, That, and we already have it, you see, like we may be small compared to a lot of teams and, thinner, whatever.
For someone who doesn't see it, I think we can refer them to the game against Senegal.
Yes,
just
please,
in case
kindly. Go and watch. But we'll fight. We'll fight. And so we already have that. And so first, I want that to be a consistent thing. Secondly, I think, like I said, now that we have like a core group of players, I'm assuming a good amount of them will be on the next team as well, I hope. Having gone through the ups and the downs of the tournament, when they come and maybe we have even more players joining, they'll know better how to handle the situation. But you can't say it in theory. You have to have gone through it, because then it's the less people you have to lead and pick up, the better, right? So having, say, 7 people from this team be on the next team, it's like they'll know how to best pick up the rest of the players quarter per quarter, realizing that, guys, it's not that serious. If you've made a mistake after mistake,
you move on.
Move on, let it go. But that comes from someone who's been there and has done that and understands how you feel. And then you can actually encourage them. And so I think there's just a lot of growth that we have to do in terms of mental strength, so that, because it's even if you have 5 people on the court and maybe one person is in their head, it's a big difference. But when you have 5 people, you know, but that will come with growth and time. And like, I would love for us to, all the players who are here, the ones who have aspirations to be in the team, just go back and watch a game, see where we can, you know, being able to watch, see yourself, see where you can, what you did wrong, accept it. How can I improve it? You know, that's that self-evaluation I think is going to be key, because once you get to a tournament like this, you're moving on so quickly. Next game, next game, next game, next game, new opponent, you know. So I'd love to see us like just grow in that capacity. And then more of like the IQ of understanding the players so that we're not making as many mistakes as we did, because we have so much potential, but it's going to take growth from individuals physically, but also mentally, and then together as a team, it will be great. So,
perfect. Yeah, we are concluding this. One more question, Claire. You hinted on Coach Nick being your coach at Namagunga, I think so, and he's your coach in 2025 at the Afrobasket.
It's crazy. Coach Nick, how old are you?
Listen, I think the stories don't end. Of course, it must be good for you to deal with him at the Afrobasket, because he knows you. Yes. You know him. It makes you work easy. You know what he wants. You must be happy for him, seeing him from Namagunga and, you know, coaching at this level of basketball. You must be happy, very happy for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Having him, like, even for the qualifiers, even now, and I know he coached like in 2019 as well in the Zone 5. It's just, for me, it's such a full circle moment, because when he became my coach, I had just started playing basketball like the year before.
So when you are raw.
So I was like raw, just, I don't even know myself. I don't know what I was then, you know, so just to see the growth, and then his guidance too, because he's the one who was like, after high school, you know, I could have gone to UC, but I didn't have my degree. And he's like, but go to a place where you're going to play. Don't just go to a big team and then just sit on the bench, you know? Just like small things like that, people that come alongside you and walk with you, Vita, like they're just so many people, you know, the Vickies, and even Flash came and walked alongside with me, you know, back then in joining KCC and stuff. There's a lot more that I haven't mentioned, Albert, so many people, you know? But yeah, it's full circle for sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Claire, for making the time. At the 2027 Afrobasket, we're going to be with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one last dance.
Okay, perfect. That way we get to prepare better for that one last dance, so that we give you a very deserving one last dance.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making the time.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you're having quite a busy day. Trying to get back to work after the tournament, but thank you so much for making the time. Really, really appreciate.
Yeah, I had fun.
Okay. What can I say? You had it. You had it all. Thank you guys for watching.